Because we cover a lot of AI music generation stuff on this channel, I get a lot of personal emails about suggestions for making a music video. And since I never really made a music video from beginning to end, I could really only speak hypothetically, and it really depends on what kind of music video you want to make. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss the creative uses of AI, and today I'm going to share with you a look at a process that I underwent to create a music video for Tracey as a Christmas gift. As I got into it, I realized that there's a lot of teaching moments here, and so if you can indulge a couple of inside things that you wouldn't understand because it was a personal gift to Tracey, I think that looking at how I approached this and the mistakes I made and how I adjusted can be helpful for any of you who are looking to make music videos, especially if it features someone singing. It's one thing to create a music video where there's just scenes in the background while there's a voice going, but if every word of the song is being mouthed by a singer, and in this case me, well, that requires a whole different level of production. So to do that, it required a kit bash where I used several different tools to create the end result. And after I completed my first rough draft, I had to completely modify my approach 2 different times. And I'm going to share those 2 different ways with you because depending on what you're after, one or the other or a combination of them might suit your needs just fine. So maybe this will just inspire some creative ideas. I got the idea that I wanted to create a custom music video for Tracey, who loves country music. It's really not my thing, and it was a big joke around here that it wasn't, but it makes her so happy that now it makes me happy. So let me write her a country song that has special meaning between the 2 of us and use AI tools to have it produced, obviously, and then create a music video with it. And I knew from the beginning I wanted to have me as the quote-unquote lead singer of this music video, so I was going to use some kind of lip-syncing technology. I was pretty clear I was going to use Runway Act 1 because I just love it. I love the way that it transfers every little piece of my face on there. I love the interface and just how quickly I can turn things around. And on a project like this, I really needed things to turn around quickly. It was a Christmas gift and the clock was ticking. As I said, there are 3 different versions of this thing. The first one I created is a rough draft, which she actually got on Christmas morning. And then the second one was what I thought was going to be a fix for some of the distorted faces that happened as a result of the process that I'll show you. And what ended up happening was a third way. Because I want to show you all 3 approaches and the results, I'm going to make a big ask here and ask you to watch 3 different versions of this video. It's only 2 minutes. You're welcome to go through it at whatever speed you'd like, but because we're talking about the different visual approaches to this, it doesn't make any sense for me to tell you about them and not show them to you. So as I say, it's a short song. Hopefully the visual aspect of it will engage you, whether or not you like it, enough to sit through those 2 minutes 3 different times. But let's look at the first one that I did for Tracey. This is the one that I gave her on Christmas morning. Then I'm going to break down how I did that one. Then we'll go through how I modified that approach 2 different times to create the final result. I've pretty much given you the caveats. There's a couple of things I'm going to say in there that's not going to make any sense to you because it's between me and Tracey. But overall, just think of it as a country song where you might not understand a couple of the lines.
Tracey, I love you. You know that it's true. I love and appreciate all that you do. Thank you, Tracey. And let's face facts, that's a lot to be sure. And if you're burned out, I think I've got the cure. Let's roll around and get frisky. Let's get hot and bothered tonight. Let's have a dance in the bedroom. Let's make out magic feels right. Let's mess up the bed and go crazy. Make the animals run with fright. Let's have an intimate hold down. Let's make out magic feels right. I know we're both busy. That's the way of life. But I'm your pseudo husband and you're my pseudo wife. So let's break rules. Let's just say screw it. If we both wanna, we're gonna do it. Let's roll around and get frisky. Let's get hot and bothered tonight. Let's have a dance in the bedroom. Just make out magic feels right. Oh yes. Let's mess up the bed and go crazy. Make the animals run with fright. Let's have an intimate hold down. Cause make out magic feels right. Bring it home, boys. Cause make out magic feels right.
For the most part, I was really happy with that. The problem is, animating what started as still images made a lot of changes to the likeness of my face, and so I would drift in and out of looking like me. But let's take this one time to break down the process of actually building the song from scratch. We'll only have to do this for the first example here, but just so you'll understand the exact approach I took and the tools I used. Now, the first order of business was to get this song written. Now, the song, in this case, was written 100% by me. I didn't use AI to generate the lyrics. However, I did use AI to produce it. I knew I wanted an upbeat country song with sort of a honky-tonk feel, and that's exactly what I went to Suno version 4 with. I gave it the lyrics here, I broke it up with the verse, and I gave it 90s country upbeat honky tonk. And it gave me many versions of it until I finally landed on the one that I liked. As I went along, I would iterate the lyrics because sometimes the phrasing didn't work quite right, or I thought, oh, this would be much better there. So it was definitely a songwriting process, but the great part was I could hear it from the band right away. Just as an aside, I was using the persona feature in Suno 4 to try to maintain consistency as I tweaked the lyrics. But there seems to be an issue where once you save a persona, it really wants to hang on to the lyrics associated with that persona. So although I had a persona that I created when I found a version I liked and I wanted to work on that, whatever lyric changes I made, especially towards the end, weren't taking. So it came down to starting a whole new project and just pasting the lyrics in from scratch and just typing in the style from scratch. So that's probably something that Suno needs to look at. So once I had the music, I had to create what was going to drive the lip sync. And the way that Runway Act 1 works is it needs a driving video. So for every little segment of video that has a face on there that I want to animate, I need to have a video of my face driving it. Basically, that means I had to lip sync along with the entire song at a very early hour in the morning. I didn't really have to worry about how I looked because it was only tracking my eyes and mouth and basically my face and the head movement there. As long as I lip sync correctly with the music that I was listening to, I knew I'd be okay. However, because this video is not just one long video of the same image, I had to create many different clips, which means I had to cut up this video into segments so I could use these different video clips to drive different segments of the song. So what I ended up with was a lot of video clips that I saved out with the lyrics of the song once it occurred to me to do that. So All That You Do, Animals, all of these things were notes to me about what lyrics this video represented in terms of the lip sync. Now, my initial approach to this was going to be doing purely image to video, meaning I needed to create a lot of images of me on stage and looking like a country singer and my drummer here, and anything else I wanted to include in the video that I wanted to animate, I needed still images for first. I actually used two different platforms to do that. OpenArt, I created a first round of images here, but for whatever reason, I guess the images that I sent up to that model had me looking up a lot because I just couldn't get myself to look at the screen. So I jumped over to Krea, which also allows you to create a model of your face, and I just created a ton of different images, different angles of me on stage, with the intention of bringing these all to life through lip sync and movement through an animation program. All of the initial images were animated inside of Runway just using their image to video feature. I would bring in the images and give it the most basic instruction. In this case, woman playing drums for an upbeat country song. So I get something like this. For this, I'd say man is bobbing his head to a country music beat. The idea was to not have too much mouth movement because I knew it was going to change when I did the lip sync stuff. Did different far away views, but you can see here what I was talking about. The face sort of no longer looks like me. Once it started moving around, you lose the likeness of me. And in that first draft that you saw, that's what was happening. So now once I had all of these clips, it was a matter of putting the lip sync to them. So for that, I would use their Act 1 feature. So I just click on Act 1, and then I went through the song line by line, uploading the appropriate driving video, and then the video that I had generated inside the platform that I want to apply the lip sync, and now I need to put on headphones. The very first video clip of the song has a lot of intro to it where there's no singing at all, so the first video clip I generated looks like this. And the more time passes, the more my face changes a little bit here.
Tracey, I love you. You know that it's true.
So that's it, just 13 seconds, and then I moved on to the next one. So in this case, it's that second line.
You know that it's true.
And this is the video I want to move. You're just sitting there. And then I got this.
You know that it's true.
So a short little 3-second clip, and then the next one.
I love and appreciate. I love and appreciate.
So just line by line, choosing the video clips I want to animate.
All that you do.
But you can see that we definitely have lost some of my likeness at this angle. In addition to the lip sync stuff, I also needed some B-roll, like when she dances around here. This was just a simple prompt with the image and woman dancing, and it gave me this. Perfect for B-roll for that section of the song. Did the same thing with man dancing, and while it starts out looking somewhat like me, by the time he starts moving around, who is this dude? So again, drifted from my likeness a good bit with this strategy. More B-roll generated just to fill out the gaps of the song and to go along with what we're talking about. Both of these started as images created in Krea, I believe. This actually was done with a model of my cat Lucy. Also, our real dog has a model as well, so we got to put her into the action. One thing I want to note is that these lyrics here, let's roll around and get frisky, let's get hot and bothered tonight, were blocked by the Runway platform every time I tried to generate a lip sync video with that on there. But the solution was just to create a clip with no audio on it, and it worked just fine. I had to do that twice because that line was used twice in the song. So if you ever have a problem with it generating because of the lyrics, just take the audio out because you're really just looking for the lip sync anyway. Now it's just a matter of editing. You've got all of these clips that you bring into your editor and you arrange them and you line them up. Now the nice thing is, if you've got all of your chopped up driving videos down here, they're already timed exactly right. So it's really actually quite easy because the videos that are generated from these driving videos are the exact same length. So when you drag them in, it's just a matter of placing the AI generated video over the real video where the lyrics are being generated. So if I turn off those two channels and play, you'll see
I love you.
There's just the driving video, but then I turn on that top video because I had different takes and different tries.
Tracey, I love you.
But it just lines up that way. So it's not very difficult to actually do the editing part. All the audio is right there on that original track that I did the video with, so that I didn't even have to lay in an extra audio track. All of that edited together gave you that first version that I already showed you. So let's talk about how I quote-unquote fixed it. It occurred to me that version 1.5 of Kling will allow you to make a face model, which I already have a model of my face, so why don't I just generate these videos of me singing on stage and with a guitar inside of Kling with my face on there. Then I don't have to worry about the face changing and getting all weird because it's distorted. And I'm thinking, why didn't I think of that before? Why didn't I do that from the beginning? So I went in and I chose select clips from that first version that I thought were particularly distorted, and I came in here and I just created brand new videos that are generic. They don't have the lyrics going on them or anything. That is a very creepy smile, and I didn't use all the clips, but I did generate a few clips that I thought were way more realistic and more to my likeness. It does a weird thing to my smile and my eyes are a little bit weird, but way better than anything that was happening when my face was getting distorted in those other videos. So now I've got versions of me sitting in a bar, looking really old and weathered in a country living room or something. And then I redid the dancing, of course, so it would look more like me, and just generally created a lot of clips to replace the ones that I thought were distorted. So I went back into Runway, loaded in the appropriate driving video.
I love and appreciate.
And the new video I wanted changed, and we get a bunch of these.
I love and appreciate all that you do. Thank you, Tracey. And let's face facts. And if you're burned out, I think I've got the cure.
So I'm all proud of myself thinking, this is so much better. It really looks like me. Let's edit that together, and this is what it looks like.
Tracey, I love you. You know that it's true. I love and appreciate all that you do. Thank you, Tracey. And let's face facts. That's a lot to be sure. And if you're burned out, I think I've got the cure. Let's roll around and get frisky. Let's get hot and bothered tonight. Let's have a dance in the bedroom. Let's make out magic feels right. Let's mess up the bed and go crazy. Make the animals run with fright. Let's have an intimate hold down. Just make out magic feels right. I know we're both busy. That's the way of life. But I'm your pseudo husband, and you're my pseudo wife. So let's break rules. Let's just say screw it. If we both wanna, we're gonna do it. Let's roll around and get frisky. Let's get hot and bothered tonight. Let's have a dance in the bedroom. Just make out magic feels right. Oh yes. Let's mess up the bed and go crazy. Make the animals run with fright. Let's have an intimate hold down, 'cause make-out magic feels right. Bring it home, boys. 'Cause make-out magic feels right. Woo!
Well, after delivering that to Tracey this very morning, thinking, well, I solved it, she said, I like the other one better. I like the live country music feel. All you needed to do was some face swapping. And I'm like, all I needed to do was face swapping. You know what that means? It means loading up FaceFusion and going through each of those clips that she liked from the first video and doing face swapping for just those. So inside of FaceFusion, which we've talked about several times on this channel, I'll leave a link up here so you can check it out if you've never seen it before. I use this for a face replacement, and then I use the batch feature down here to load in several videos at a time to schedule replacing my face in all the ones that needed replacing.
Tracey, I love you.
So now I had videos that weren't quite so odd. I mean, it's still not perfect, and there are a few times that you get some artifacting that I try to cover up with editing in the final version of it, but she likes it better, so, you know. And it definitely does look more like me than the twisted AI faces it was creating. Once all of those were created, it was back to the editor to create this final, official, Tracey-approved version.
Tracey, I love you. You know that it's true. I love and appreciate all that you do. Thank you, Tracey. And let's face facts, that's a lot to be sure. And if you're burned out, I think I've got the cure. Let's roll around and get frisky. Let's get hot and bothered tonight. Let's have a dance in the bedroom, 'cause make-out magic feels right. Let's mess up the bed and go crazy. Make the animals run with fright. Let's have an intimate hold down, 'cause make-out magic feels right. I know we're both busy, that's the way of life. But I'm your pseudo-husband, and you're my pseudo-wife. So let's break rules, let's just say screw it. If we both wanna, we're gonna do it. Let's roll around and get frisky. Let's get hot and bothered tonight. Let's have a dance in the bedroom, 'cause make-out magic feels right. Oh yes. Let's mess up the bed and go crazy. Make the animals run with fright. Let's have an intimate hold down, 'cause make-out magic feels right. Bring it home, boys. 'Cause make-out magic feels right. Woo!
So what do you think? Obviously, it's going to be one of the last two. Do you have a preference between the two? I wanted to like the one with the face model better, but I have to agree that keeping the vibe of the on-stage concert is better, and it is a little weird what it does to my face and mouth. And honestly, she's probably so used to seeing that other AI version of me that it just seems more natural to see that than this. But I'd love to know your opinion and what approach you would use if you were taking on doing a music video. And was this helpful for you at all? Has it helped you make a decision about using any of these lip-syncing tools or using any of these tools to create a music video? Are you kind of like, I don't think it's ready yet, which is a fair comment. If these are the types of things you like to learn about, why not subscribe to this channel? Because these are the topics we explore all the time.
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you. And I